In the vast, churning expanse of the Indian Ocean, far from the frantic pulse of modern civilization, lies a secret written in granite and turquoise. It is a place that does not merely exist but breathes, a silent witness to the slow passage of geological time. We often speak of paradise as a lost concept, a fairy tale we tell ourselves to escape the gray monotony of our concrete cages. Yet these 115 islands suggest that paradise was never lost, only hidden, waiting for those with the stillness of mind to truly see it. As we navigate a world obsessed with speed and digital noise, we must ask ourselves if we have forgotten the language of the earth itself. What happens to the human spirit when it finally stands before a landscape that remains exactly as it was 10,000 years ago? Before we journey into the heart of this ancient sanctuary, I invite you to join our community by subscribing to the channel, ensuring you never miss a moment of these cinematic explorations. The archipelago of the Seychelles is not a mere collection of islands, but a fragmented continent, a memory of the supercontinent Gondwana. Millions of years ago, as the Earth shifted and tore itself apart, these granite peaks remained anchored in the deep blue. Unlike the volcanic islands of the Pacific, these are the world's only mid-oceanic granitic islands, possessing a weight and a permanence that feels intentional. They stand as monuments of Precambrian rock, weathered by eons of wind and salt into the smooth, haunting shapes we see today. Here, the geography is a lesson in resilience, reminding us that even the hardest stone eventually yields to the persistent grace of the sea. It is a hidden world, a rare sanctuary where the primitive beauty of our planet has successfully resisted the crushing thumb of modernization. To understand the Seychelles, one must first look at the map and realize the sheer isolation that has protected this realm. Located roughly 1,600 kilometers off the coast of East Africa, the islands are scattered like pearls across a velvet cloth. This distance served as a natural fortress, keeping the islands uninhabited by humans until the late 18th century. Because of this, the flora and fauna evolved in a vacuum, creating biological treasures found nowhere else on this planet. The air here carries a different weight, thick with the scent of salt and ancient forests, untouched by the pollutants of industry. It is a place where nature still reigns supreme, and the human visitor is merely a temporary guest in a timeless gallery. Stepping onto the shores of Anse Source d'Argent on the island of La Digue is an experience that defies traditional description. It is a masterpiece of natural architecture where towering grey granite boulders curve along luminous sands like the ribs of a giant. The turquoise water glows with an impossible clarity, revealing the intricate patterns of the sand beneath the ripples. In this place, the typical noise of the modern world is replaced by a profound and heavy silence. Only the rhythmic sigh of the waves and the soft crunch of footsteps on coral sand remain to fill the air. The beauty here feels complete, a finished painting that requires no human enhancement or interference to justify its existence. The boulders of Anse Source d'Argent are more than just scenery. They are sculptures carved by the patient hands of time. They lean against one another in gravity-defying positions, creating hidden grottos and shaded corridors for the curious traveler. As the sun moves across the sky, The light plays upon the stone, changing its hue from silver to deep charcoal. There is a sense of sacredness in this landscape, a feeling that you have entered a cathedral built by the elements. It forces a person to slow down, to match the pace of the tide, and to acknowledge the smallness of their own existence. Here, the ego dissolves into the vastness of the horizon, leaving only a sense of quiet awe. On the island of Praslin, the beach known as Anse offers a different kind of perfection, one rooted in subtle grace. It is a flawless arc of pale sand that meets calm, blue-green waters, framed by the vibrant green of casuarina and takamaka trees. There are no crowds here to break the spell, no commercial distractions to pull your mind away from the present moment. Instead, you are greeted by the gentle hum of the sea and a peaceful intimacy that seems to linger in the air. It is the kind of place that invites deep reflection, a sanctuary where the mind can finally rest. The simplicity of Anse is its greatest strength, proving that nature needs no artifice to capture the soul. The trees that shade the sands of Anse have their own stories to tell, their roots reaching deep into the history of the island. The takamaka trees, with their broad leaves and sturdy trunks, have long been a symbol of the Seychelles' natural heritage. They provide a canopy of cool shade, a stark contrast to the brilliant heat of the tropical sun. Walking beneath them, you feel a connection to the generations of travelers who have sought refuge from the midday glare. This intimacy between the forest and the shore creates a sense of enclosure, a feeling of being protected by the island itself. It is a landscape that whispers of peace, urging you to leave your worries behind at the edge of the tide. However, the Seychelles is not always a world of quiet lagoons and gentle ripples. It has a wild side that demands respect. Anse Intendance on the southern coast of Mahe is a place that thrives on raw, untamed energy. Here, the protective reefs are absent, allowing the full power of the Indian Ocean to crash against the vast open sands. Strong winds and rolling waves create a landscape of motion and sound, a stark contrast to the tranquility of the northern coves. This beach was not built for casual leisure, but for the experience of awe and the realization of nature's might. It serves as a powerful reminder of how small we are when measured against the unbridled power of the sea. The waves at Anse Intendance are towering walls of white foam and deep blue water, surging forward with a relentless purpose. Standing on the shore, you can feel the vibration of the ocean's pulse beneath your feet. The air is misty with salt spray, blurring the line between the sky and the water into a single, monochromatic vision of power. There is a thrill in this wildness, a feeling of being truly alive in the presence of something uncontrollable. It is a place for the bold, for those who seek to understand the ocean not just as a backdrop, but as a living, breathing force. Here, the landscape does not offer comfort, it offers a profound and heavy truth about the nature of our world. Transitioning from the wild energy of the coast to the interior of the islands reveals a different kind of ancient power. On La Digue, time does not merely slow down, it seems to soften and change its very nature. The island remains largely free of cars, with bicycles being the primary mode of transport along shaded jungle paths. These trails lead to hidden shores and rustic dwellings, where the rhythm of life follows the sun and the seasons rather than a digital clock. La Digue feels authentic and unhurried, a living fragment of a simpler era that the rest of the world has long forgotten. It is a place that invites you to breathe deeply and rediscover the joy of a slow, deliberate existence. culture of La Digue is rooted in a deep connection to the land and the sea, a heritage that is visible in every corner of the island. You might see a traditional ox cart moving slowly down a sun-drenched lane, a reminder of the island's agricultural past. The local architecture, with its steep roofs and wide verandas, is designed to catch the breeze and provide a cool sanctuary from the heat. Life here is communal and quiet, where neighbors greet one another with genuine warmth, and the concept of a rush hour is entirely alien. It is a lesson in the art of living well, proving that happiness is often found in the absence of complexity. By embracing the slow pace of La Digue, one begins to understand the true value of time. Praslin Island holds within its heart the Vallée de Mai, a dense valley of native palms that feels like a portal to a prehistoric world. This ancient forest is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, home to species that have remained unchanged for millions of years. Walking through the valley, the massive fronds of the palms block out the sun, creating a green, subterranean light. The air is still and humid, filled with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. It is less a tourist destination and more a living museum of Earth's ancient biological history. Here, you are surrounded by the ancestors of the modern world, standing in the presence of life forms that saw the dawn of time. The history of the Seychelles is as layered and complex as the granite rocks that define its landscape. The islands were first sighted by the Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama in the year 1502, who named them the Amarantes. However, they remained largely ignored by European powers for over 2 centuries, serving only as a hideout for pirates who prowled the Indian Ocean. It was not until the year 1756 that the French laid formal claim to the islands, naming them after Jean Moreau de Seychelles. This marked the beginning of human settlement, as French colonists and enslaved people from Africa and Asia began to transform the islands into a plantation economy. The French influence is still deeply embedded in the culture, language, and legal system of the Seychelles today. In the year 1814, the British took control of the islands following the Napoleonic Wars, though they allowed French customs and language to remain. The abolition of slavery in the year 1835 was a pivotal moment, leading to a shift in the demographic and the birth of the vibrant Creole culture. The islands finally gained their independence from Britain on June 29, 1976. This long journey from an uninhabited wilderness to a sovereign nation has created a unique identity that is both African and European, yet distinctly Seychellois. The economy of the Seychelles has undergone a dramatic transformation over the last century, moving away from its colonial roots. In the early days, the islands relied heavily on the export of cinnamon, vanilla, and copra, which were the lifeblood of the plantation system. However, the opening of the international airport in the year 1971 changed everything, ushering in the era of global tourism. Today, tourism is the primary driver of the economy, but the nation has been careful not to sacrifice its environment for profit. The Seychelles has become a world leader in the blue economy, a model that focuses on the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth. By pioneering the use of blue bonds, the Seychelles has managed to protect vast areas of its ocean while funding sustainable fishing and conservation projects. This forward-thinking approach ensures that the natural beauty that attracts visitors today will be preserved for generations to come. The fishing industry, particularly tuna canning, remains a significant part of the economy, providing employment and export revenue. It is a delicate balance of trade and preservation, a challenge that the nation meets with a combination of innovation and traditional wisdom. The wealth of the Seychelles is not measured just in currency, but in the health of its reefs and the clarity of its waters. The red island of Curieuse offers a striking visual contrast to the rest of the archipelago, with its crimson soil set against blue seas. This island was once a leper colony, a history that has left behind haunting ruins that are now being reclaimed by the jungle. Today, Curieuse is a dedicated sanctuary for the Aldabra giant tortoises, creatures that embody the spirit of endurance. These massive reptiles move with a slow, deliberate grace, their wrinkled skin and ancient eyes telling a story of survival. They are living relics of a time when giants roamed the earth, and here they are protected from the pressures of the modern world. Watching them, one learns that true endurance does not require haste, only the steady persistence of being. The giant tortoises are not the only icons of evolution found within these islands. The legendary Coco de Mer palm is equally remarkable. Growing naturally only on the islands of Praslin and Curieuse, these palms produce the largest and heaviest seeds in the plant kingdom. The seeds are shaped in a way that has inspired countless myths and legends, often being found floating in the ocean long before the islands themselves were discovered. They represent millions of years of specialized evolution, a testament to the unique conditions of the Seychelles. To stand beneath a Coco de Mer palm is to stand in the presence of a biological marvel, a symbol of nature's ability to create something truly extraordinary in isolation. The Coco de Mer palm can live for several hundred years, its life cycle moving at a pace that humbles the human experience. It takes decades for a single tree to reach maturity and several years for a single nut to ripen and fall. This slow progression is a reminder that the most valuable things in life often take the longest to cultivate. In a world that demands instant gratification, the Coco de Mer stands as a silent advocate for patience and long-term vision. It teaches us that there is beauty in the waiting and that greatness cannot be rushed. The palm is more than a plant. It is a teacher of the fundamental rhythms of the natural world. Beneath the surface of the calm, turquoise waters lies another universe entirely, one defined by color and silent rhythm. The coral gardens of the Seychelles are home to staggering diversity of marine life, from tiny neon-colored fish to majestic sea turtles. These reefs are the lungs of the ocean, intricate structures built over thousands of years by tiny polyps. Gliding through this underwater world, one feels the weightlessness of a dream, where every movement is slow and fluid. It is a place of delicate beauty, where the balance of life is maintained through complex relationships between species. The reef is a reminder that the health of our planet depends on the health of the hidden ecosystems we often overlook. The coral kingdoms are currently facing unprecedented challenges due to rising sea temperatures and environmental changes. However, the Seychelles has been at the forefront of coral restoration efforts, with scientists and volunteers working to regrow damaged sections of the reef. They use innovative techniques to nursery-grown corals and transplant them back into the wild, a labor of love aimed at restoring the ocean's vitality. This work is essential, as the reefs protect the islands from erosion and provide a habitat for the fish that sustain the local population. It is a battle for the future of the islands, fought with science, passion, and a deep respect for the sea. The capital city of Victoria, located on the island of Mahé, is a place where the modern world and tradition meet in a gentle embrace. It is one of the smallest capital cities in the world, nestled between steep green mountains and the sparkling harbor. The city moves at an easy pace, free from the chaotic energy that defines many global urban centers. Colonial architecture stands alongside vibrant markets, where the scent of fresh spices and the catch of the day fill the air. Victoria is a city built on a human scale, where the rhythm of daily life is steady and balanced. It is a reflection of the Seychellois spirit, which values community and harmony above all else. In the center of Victoria stands the Silver Clock Tower, a scaled-down replica of the one found in London, a nod to the island's British history. The nearby Sir Selwyn Clark Market is the heart of the city, a place where locals gather to buy tropical fruits, vegetables, and handmade crafts. Here, the colors of the Seychelles are on full display, from the bright yellows of mangoes to the deep reds of chili peppers. The market is a sensory experience, a place where the warmth of the people is as palpable as the tropical heat. It is in these simple exchanges that the true culture of the islands is revealed, rooted in a shared history and a love for the land. The Creole culture of the Seychelles is a vibrant tapestry of influences from 3 continents, woven together over centuries of shared experience. This is most evident in the local cuisine, which blends French finesse with African spices and Asian techniques. A typical meal might include grilled fish seasoned with ginger and garlic, served with a side of spicy papaya salad and fragrant rice. The music and dance of the islands, such as the Moutia and the Sega, tell stories of struggle, joy, and the resilience of the human spirit. These traditions are not just relics of the past, but living expressions of a contemporary identity that continues to evolve. The Moutia dance, in particular, carries a deep historical weight, as it was originally a way for enslaved people to express their hardships and hidden hopes. Performed around a bonfire to the beat of large drums, the dance is a powerful and rhythmic expression of freedom. Today, it is recognized as part of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity, a testament to the enduring power of art in the face of adversity. The people of the Seychelles take great pride in their heritage, ensuring that the stories of their ancestors are passed down to the next generation. This cultural richness is what gives the islands their soul, making them far more than just a beautiful destination. As we look across the granite shores and coral reefs of this archipelago, we are reminded that the Seychelles is more than a getaway. It is a call to reflection. It is a place that asks us to reconsider our relationship with the natural world and our place within it. We live in an era where the untouched corners of the earth are shrinking, replaced by the relentless expansion of human ambition. The Seychelles stands as a defiant reminder of what we stand to lose if we do not choose to protect the wild places that remain. It is a sanctuary for the Earth's spirit, a place where we can rediscover the raw, primitive beauty that once defined our entire planet. The lesson we take from these islands is one of stewardship and respect, a reminder that we are the guardians of the world we inhabit. Preservation is not merely about keeping things as they are, but about ensuring that the systems of life can continue to function and flourish. When we visit such a place, we are asked to leave only footprints and to take with us a renewed sense of responsibility. The beauty of the Seychelles is a gift, but it is also a challenge, urging us to carry the spirit of conservation back into our daily lives. If we can learn to value the stillness of the granite and the persistence of the tortoise, we can find a more balanced way of living. History teaches us that civilizations rise and fall based on their relationship with the environment that sustains them. The people of the Seychelles have recognized this truth, placing environmental protection at the very heart of their national identity. By dedicating nearly half of their land territory to nature reserves and national parks, they have set a global standard for conservation. This is not just an act of altruism, but a calculated move for long-term survival and prosperity. It proves that a nation can thrive by working with nature rather than against it, a lesson that the rest of the world would do well to study. As we conclude this journey through the hidden world of the Indian Ocean, let us carry with us the silence of the beaches and the wisdom of the ancient forests. Let us remember that the most profound beauty is often found in the things that have not been touched by human hands. The Seychelles invites us to slow our pace, to breathe deeply, and to listen to the whispers of the wind through the palms. It is a place that heals the soul by reminding it of its origins in the natural world. May we all find our own sanctuary, where the noise of the world fades away and the clarity of the horizon takes its place. How will you choose to protect the silent, beautiful places in your own life, both in the world and within your own mind? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, as your perspective enriches our community's understanding. If this journey has resonated with you, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with those who might also seek a moment of reflection. Thank you for walking this distance with me, and I look forward to our next exploration together.